many of you were wise by human standards. Not many were influential. Not many were of noble birth. But God chose the foolish things of the world to shame the wise. God chose the weak things of the world to shame the strong. He chose the lowly things of this world and the despised things and the things that are not, to nullify the things that are. Amen. So that no one may boast before him. As you can see, my name is Kevin Martigliano. And before I got here, I'm from California, so I had to tell you that. But I was a Nazi skinhead for probably about 16, 17, 18 years, somewhere around there. And everything that goes with that. It's full of hatred, full of anger, very violent, very aggressive. Spent 16 years in California state prisons. Just continued violence, continued everything wrong. I walked around for years and years with a dead spirit, completely dead inside. And on top of that, I was also a drug addict, so you can throw that in the mix. And let me see, I think it was 1996. I was looking at 26 to life, and never getting out. Third strike law got a hold of me, and I ended up doing 7 years for that crime. Thought everything was done. Went on, continued just living in a violent state, and I've been to Pelican Bay, Corcoran. I've spent 80 months in solitary. I went 4 or 5 years. I was not allowed to have a cellmate, and at some point I realized that this is my life and this is what I'm going to do. This is the person that I am. This is what I was created to do. Got out in 2002 after doing the 7 years. Got caught up again doing my stuff, just being me. Was looking at 47 to life. And that time ended up getting a 32-month sentence at 80%. Slight wake-up call there. And I'm going to backtrack a little bit. Just to give you some background about how I can realize and how I know now that God has saved me for a purpose, saved me for a reason. All the things that I did in prison, I won't get into all of it, just the violence and degradation and hatred and fear and just the horrid situations that I put myself into. Not only was I a violent and aggressive person, but violent and aggressive things happened to me also. In 1998, I was attacked while in handcuffs, and I was stabbed over 50 times. And they actually stopped counting the puncture marks at 50, so it was 50 plus. 2 days later, I was back up again, walking around fine, nothing happened to me. And continued on. I mean, absolutely, like nothing happened. I thought I was invincible, that nobody could hurt me. And I think secretly or subconsciously, I knew that God had a purpose for me and was going to save me, even though I denied God, I hated God, and I abused that. I absolutely abused what I knew God was going to do for me, and I just continued on to do what I did, what I'd always done. When I got out in 2000, I was in prison in 2004. I got put in the hole for an assault on staff. And in Corcoran, if you get an assault on staff, that's a done deal. They were really going to strike me out this time, and I really was going to get life this time. And I remember going into that cell, that bubble cell. They put you in a cell that's like double protected. It's got plexiglass, so you can't hurt a correctional officer. And for the first time, I got down on my hands and knees and actually cried out to God. And told God, I can't do this anymore. I can't live like this. I can't do this anymore. My spirit is so contrary to my nature that I just can't do this anymore. And then I ended up beating that case, going back to the yard, right back to my business. And when it came time for me to parole, they denied my parole plans to send me back to LA County, and they sent me to Riverside County. They don't do that in California. You don't parole outside your county. So I ended up going to the parole office, and had a black parole officer. His name was Hardy. Cool dude. He was taking pictures. I was on gang parole, high control. So he's taking pictures of my tattoos. I have my arms and back and everything. my sides. I'm covered with racist tattoos. And he was taking pictures of my tattoos, and he said, "Boy, you need some Jesus." And I was like, "Oh, no, no way, not happening." So they sent me to Set Free, which is like the grandfather of The Rock. Sent me to Set Free, and got into ministry there, ran children's church, did all these things, and then I went back out, bump my head again, go back to doing my thing, and back and forth. It's a very recidivist ministry. So it's in the ministry, get right, leave the ministry, get wrong, back and forth, just back and forth. And did that for about 7 years. I've been in and out of rehabs and ministries, and really have done a lot to leave my old beliefs behind. I don't hold grudges or hold hatreds or any of that anymore. I come out here, and this time I come to the ARC. I had to leave in February because my son had surgery, so my wife had to come get me and take me back home again, and it turned all bad again. And I come back this time, and I was telling Tasula that I've come back at just the right time. At just the right time. The ARC has so many opportunities now with the core church, the things that I'm doing now. I know now, and it's a lot of the encouragement I get from my brothers, from the administration over there, you know, all this stuff. When I came back this time, I came back on probation, had a domestic violence case. Somebody had called and lied and said that I abused my children, and CPS was on my butt, and going through all this stuff. And Tasula came to me and said, "I'm so proud of you. You came in your spirit through all of this." You know, and I thank God that the spirit that He created for me, shines out brighter
Amen.
than anything that I've done, anything that I could do, or anything that I say, because I say some crazy stuff sometimes. But I just thank God that that spirit is able to come through, and I'm able to smile and laugh, and I'm in a room with people that I love, with people that I care about, and that's what He created me to do. And it didn't matter that the things that I had done that had no bearing on anything now. And I looked around about a month and a half ago. Oh, by the way, all this stuff with CPS and all that, it was gone. It's gone.
Praise the Lord.
He's wiped everything off the board. He's wiped everything off the board, and He's opened doors and allowed me to move into some other things. I take a soldiership class with Mr. Garrison.
Hallelujah.
My motivation for that soldiership class was coming here and seeing the kids here in this ministry. Seeing these kids running around, they're happy. I mean, until they're dismissed for the thing, they have run into this room, and I love it. I love it. I want this for my children.
Amen.
You know, the 6-month program I came to do for me. The soldiership class I'm doing for my family. It's important that I continue on to do what it is I'm doing. And like I read in the scripture, what were you called? I was a drug addict and a skinhead. I was a convict, criminal. I mean, you can tag a whole bunch of other stuff on there. That's what I was when I was called, although I didn't hear the call until recently. But I'm going to continue doing what I'm doing, God willing. I'm going to continue in ministry. I just want to thank God for everything that He's done in my life. And if there's anyone out there that doesn't believe in God, you better start.
Amen.
That's all I got for you. Thank you very much.
Amen.